Hey, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. That's a lie, 'cause it's episode 4, and it's the last episode in this series of building the budget bobber. The bike is finished, well, as much as a project ever is. If you're a builder, you know there's always something, could do this, could do that. But at some point, you've got to draw a line under it. One, because we're very close to spending all of the budget, and secondly, the event, Kustom Culture Blast Off, is 10 days away. So I don't really want to start reworking anything. And in all honesty, there's nothing I'd really want to rework. What I'd like to do before we do a walk around on the bike and reveal the bike in its full glory is just go through some short sequences that kind of follow on from the last episode. But what we needed to do then to get the bike over the finishing line. So let's take a look at those now. It's, again, very short sequences. We'll come back, have a little chat, and then we'll get into a walk around of the completed bike.
Wiring loom was in hell of a state, and in fact it had been sprayed black for some reason. So the easiest thing to do was strip it back, get some of the silly safety relays out, and start again. A lot of the original wiring could be deleted, so we went through that and added some bits to make the LED rear lights work a little bit better, and then we add the wiring, and I think we managed to do quite a good job on that. For some unknown reason, the previous builder had deleted the idiot lights, but we managed to get the oil pressure warning light and the neutral light up and working, and as you can see, first bump and the oil pressure light goes out and then comes back on. We did have some concerns as to what the condition the charging system would be in, but as you can see from the video, it's making good electricity and it's well within the factory specification. Tidied up the wiring around the battery area, and then using cardboard aided design, come up with a template, turned the template into an aluminium plate, which we then turned into a battery cover that nicely sits under the seat. The mystery man turned up to do a final fitting, and as you can see, it fits him like a Savile Row suit. So we start to fettle the carbs, firstly by balancing them, then using a Kulture to see what was going on inside the engine in terms of combustion. It's not running at its very best, but at least it's running, and it'll do now till we get to the show and back. Then I can start pulling the carbs apart and rejetting and doing all that good stuff.
Okay, so with all the jobs sorted out, or almost all of the jobs sorted out, let's have a look at the bike, have a walk around, fire up the bike, see what it sounds like, see what it looks like. But I'll open the sequence with what the bike, when it was a TED, originally looked like when it turned up with us. Our entry for the 2025 Kustom Culture Blast Off budget bike build off. The aim of the build was to put together a 60s, 70s inspired bobby. We did have a fallback plan if the bobby thing didn't quite work out, but that was always our target, that was our aim, and I think we've achieved that. Some objectives were set to reach that aim. I suppose some of the key objectives was the budgeting aspect of the build. So we paid $725 for the bike. I think we paid, it's either 484 or 482 for the parts that we put on the bike. There was some other bits, sort of ancillary parts, but not associated with the custom build side of it. Another thing was it had to be a daily driver. Well, it's not exactly a daily driver. It had to be easy to drive. Mystery Man needs to be able to go on it and just go, again, short distances. So that kind of ruled out trick clutches and things like that. But it's fine. It's, again, going back to what we would have built in the 70s, with limited resources and limited money and, well, limited talent. How did we stay in budget? Well, parts that we bought, other than the petrol tank, were sourced off the internet, and I guess they're of Asian origin. Quality, acceptable for this build. Would I use some of it again on a higher end build? Doubtful. But again, more than acceptable for this level and price point of build. The other way we saved money again was old school styling. Reclaiming parts, bringing stuff back to life. Wheels in particular, we spent a couple of days bringing the wheels back to life. They were under a load of crap, but they were kind of solid under there. So I managed to bring them back to life, polish them up, make them look good. Not 10 out of 10, but quite up there, 7, 8 out of 10. Aluminium polish the casings. Other things like moving the coils, things like that. But if you watch the series, these are all in previous video sequences. Is it good? Is it bad? Purely subjective. Some people might love it. Some people might hate it. Some people might give it a yeah. Point being, I'm happy with it as much as any builder is ever happy. We always think we could have done certain things better, of course. The Mystery Man is more than happy with it, and that's a very key objective that we've completed there as well. Not a great deal else of anything to say, really. A couple of shout outs. Certainly to the Jolly Boys for keeping the flame of inspiration burning. The Mystery Man himself for being the Mystery Man. And also a guy I've never met, but a guy called Raymond Welch. He sold me the tank at a very good price. It was $220. Never met the guy. In fact, he's up in Scotland, but we kind of managed to get some communication going. What really pleased me was, one, getting the tank, because obviously somebody spent a lot of money in that in the past. But it's more underlining the fact that the kind of a brotherhood, the kindred thing still exists with builders and bikers. Didn't have to help me out, but he chose to, which was a good thing. Let me leave you with this. Not all elderly men hang around in groups, in parks, handling each other's balls. Some elderly men hang around in garages, building bikes. So on that note, I'm going to say bye for now, as we always do, and safe miles. Catch you sometime soon. Very much thanks for watching. Cheers.